overhear transmissions. Sometimes.
There are things out in the dark that only the dark can overcome.
Long story, and it may look like I don't know what I'm doing, but I do. Maybe not.
You're going to see a lot of things you won't understand. Eyes out, Guardian.
Alright, and we are live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Relax Guardians podcast, episode number 31. I'm your host, Agnico, joined as always by Sebs. How you doing, Sebs?
Well, mate, I'm very, very well, even though everything I touched today. I do apologize for the fucking darkness that Dagnakai is in. For some reason. Oh.
I've moved my camera, so you're normally over here, right? The camera's normally over this side. I got 3 monitors. I've moved it to where I play on my console monitor, because I've got the background for the background stuff, and yeah, like the Alacool Dark Blade sitting over there at the moment, and it was supposed to be like a nice background and everything. I haven't actually finished setting it all up yet, so my lighting's fucked.
Yeah, so you can't afford a light by all accounts.
I can put the room light on, but then I get that really like Matrix look. So I've got the LEDs behind me on the thing over there, but it's just it's a week.
Yeah, it's a week, and then there's me with my beautiful background of a spare room with stuff on the bed.
So I gotta get the next thing I need to get is a ring light so I can put it behind my camera.
Yeah, go on there.
Yeah.
$30 Kmart, man. $30.
I know, it's literally just going down and doing it. Like I'm just busy.
Are you trying to say that you do not have Kmart there?
No, Jesus Christ, Kmart is fucking always there.
What I should do though is one day do the podcast when I'm just lying in bed.
Do it. We should do that for the special coming up.
Yeah, look, I've got we've got some things in the pipeline, and it's great. But yeah, look, I just completely covered in grease today. It's just fucked. Like they got my boss is trying to do a dirty on something. Not do a dirty, but just trying to like wangle something. And he goes, "Oh, you need to take the bearing out of there, put a new bearing in." I was like, "Right, okay." And it's fucking just all full of grease, so it comes off. And I take the bearing off, and I put the new one on, and I'm fucking trying to get it on really nicely, and then I fucking blow the fucker up with hitting it with a hammer. It just fucking explodes all these ball bearings everywhere. I'm like, oh, it's $100. I'm like, oh, wow, fuck. So I phoned up the guy who we get it off. It's like, oh mate, have you got any of these bearings? He goes, yeah mate, we got bearings. I was like, cool, I'm gonna go fucking get one.
Yeah.
Boss isn't in all day today. I'm gonna fucking go and shoot over, get one. And then I'll do it a different way. I went in, fucking blah, 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 and I fucking knocked it in, and it was in there, and I was like squeezing it down to get involved. And then I was like, what the fuck is going on? Turns out, wrong bearing, doesn't fit.
Oh.
After fucking 2 days of pissing about with a fucking thing, doesn't fit.
It's just one of those things, isn't it?
But grease everywhere. They have this like graphite grease, so it's black. It's fucking gritty, but it's in your face, it's up your nose, it's in your hair.
As soon as it's on you.
It's fucked. It's like Seiko. As soon as he's on you, he's on you.
It's like Super AIDS.
So.
Oh, fuck, what a week. Watch anything good this week?
Nah, not really, mate. Nothing fucking spectacular. Nah, not really. Nah.
Yeah, either.
Just destiny. Destiny's life, you know? Life is destiny.
We've had a hell of a week. Oh, did you listen to the not promoting on the podcast here, but did you listen to the Firing Rage podcast where the Bungie devs were on?
I didn't. I was going to listen to it tomorrow on the way to work. By all accounts, they held up, but
yeah,
they came under fire by all accounts.
Yeah. People were calling out the hosts for not asking certain questions, but there's only certain questions that you're allowed to ask when you do interviews like that.
Yeah, they said that they were saying that most of them had to go and get most of the questions had to be given to them first off, so then they could get permission to answer them.
Yeah.
But look,
that's pretty common practice.
But look, they fucking gunning for they gunning for fucking top 3 Dawnblade now.
Mm-hmm.
Can't you just leave something fucking alone? Like
No.
Stasis is completely fucked.
Everything must be nerfed.
Yeah, it's just fucking trash, man.
Except for my favorite thing, but everyone's favorite thing is different.
But it's just fucking nuts. I just don't understand how people are like, oh, there's somebody in the background. I can fucking see ya.
It's a ghost. It's an illusion. You don't see it.
I know. It's the two raccoons in a paper bag trying to get out. But it's just the fact that they go, oh well, Stasis is nerfed. Oh well, you know, top 3 Dawnblade is still pretty good. For only 32% of the like, what is it? 32% of the people that play play Warlock to 38. What is it? 38 and it's like fucking whatever it is. 72.
I know there's 32 and 38 don't seem like a very big difference, but that's 32% of the population of Destiny playing that, and then 38% of the population playing Hunter Revenant Stasis. Like, those are big numbers in between that those percentages don't very well represent.
Yeah, but like it's a minority that don't play Warlock shouting to get it fucking nerfed.
Well, that was Stasis.
But should we nerf Golden Gun?
Yeah, I think it should take. I think it should take 6 bullets to kill 1 Guardian. I think it's overpowered as fuck.
Oh, the fucking the Dawnblade is too fast. It's the Icarus Dash. What are you gonna do? You're gonna like nerf the fucking Icarus Dash? That's the whole point of the fucking build.
It's just upsetting to, like, I don't know. People don't like people having nice things. You know?
I don't think it's that. I think it's just fucking. Because with the is it the 6-shooter that if you kill people continuously, you get another bullet in the fucking thing?
Yep. You can kill up to 10.
Like,
it'll like max out.
Come on, and that is a fucking. That thing is a beam.
Mm-hmm.
That thing will fuck you up. You don't miss. You don't. Well,
you can.
You don't usually. Yes, you can, but you don't usually miss with that fucking thing.
It has. It has quite a large, aim assist cone on it. It will pull, especially on controller. It will pull quite often to like quick moving targets pretty easily. You're not as accurate as you think you are when you're using that thing.
So, like, why is the Warlock always... I know people are going to bitch about this because, like, Warlocks are so fucking good. Warlocks are great, blah, blah, blah. But fuck me, everything gets nerfed into the fucking ground and then becomes unusable.
Yeah, well, Nova Warp. Stormcallers in Destiny 1 had a time where they were very, very, very powerful. Like, and that was because that was their first proper roaming super. Like, you didn't have Dawnblade in Destiny 1, you had Radiance, which was super up, and then you just threw a fucking 100 grenades. So you didn't have a roaming super, so when that came in, people could handle another roaming super. It's like Seiko said in the chat. People can't adapt. They can't learn how to beat something, so they just want to nerf it instead. Yeah, imagine playing Dark Souls and going, fuck, this boss is too hard, just nerf it for me, please, so I can beat it finally. It's like, no, learn.
Like, I understand people's other frustrations, but then you see, like, Behemoth now. Behemoth is now no longer... Excuse me. Behemoth is no longer unusable. Until they start fucking being able to use it again.
Yeah. Look, people will just find a way to make it useful. Look, it wasn't usable at the start. Well, it was usable at the start, just people didn't know how to use it at the start, right? So it's like, but people will just learn.
Exactly.
Or they'll turn to a different super. Like, Titans aren't going to stop playing Titan now because Behemoth doesn't work as good. They're just going to go back to Thunder Crash and shoulder crush the shit out of you.
But I purposely jumped into Crucible yesterday, and you weren't getting freezing, but I was getting my fucking ass handed to me.
Yeah.
Like, gunplay is coming back through the fucking roof. It is fucking savage. Bottom of the leaderboard, I could not get any fucking thing. I was trash.
Are you finding that you're getting, like, if you're playing solo, that you're versing a bunch of 6-mans or 5-mans?
In the 6-man, yeah, like multiple teams. So either 2-2s.
Yeah.
Like two, maybe one, 2, and a 3, and then one random fucker by themselves. And so the way they're moving, It looks
Yeah.
like sounds like they're in the fucking same chat.
Yeah, it's frustrating the shit out of me. I feel like something's happened with the matchmaking because
It's worse now.
Yeah, it feels like it's worse. I'm just constantly going up against 6-man clans all the time in Control, and like, yes, I get it. It's Control, it's casual. You should play with your friends, and that's fine. But can we get like a freelance playlist for Control? I know we have one with Iron Banner, which is good, but come on, like, let the 6-mans go and stomp other 6-mans. That's fine. But being a 6-man and stomping a bunch of randoms is not fun.
Yeah, well, Iron Banner's out obviously, and then there's 4 Pinnacles, guys. So if you obviously need, there is a single matchmaking thing with Iron Banana. If you are there by yourself, use that fucking single player because otherwise you are going to get rolled by 6.
Yeah,
6s without a fucking doubt. You will get fucking absolutely yoinked by the bloody fucking things.
Yeah.
All right. Fucking savage. What do you think of this? Oh, do you know the story? What's going on and all that sort of stuff?
With what?
The Saint 14.
So his story mission that happened, where
Yeah.
we're all monsters. Yeah.
So well, I said this in one of the lore episodes. The history is written by the victors. I know I didn't write it, somebody else wrote it. History is always written by the victors. And it's a bit of a kick in the face when you come up against the loser of the war and you are trying to discuss who's the winner, who's the fucking loser. And
it's a funny thing, isn't it? That
it's just general history though, you know? And so it's hard, man.
It's a brutal scene to watch, and like it was interesting how I haven't watched it personally, but I do know how it plays out. How you're doing that weekly thing where you go and you talk to Mithrax at the end of the story mission or whatever. You talk to Lakshmi, and you see Mithrax and Saint 14 standing there, and Saint 14 says something about being monsters, and then Mithrax is like, "Well, let me tell the story of our monster," and then it cuts that ink blot story.
Yeah.
And then you see Saint 14 is like like a nightmare form, I want to call it almost.
Well, there's a lightning strike right at the very end, and he has the spoilers, guys. He has the skull look on his face, but all the way through there's halfers where he's cut in half, and there's him holding hands of a kid with a big dome in front of him.
Yeah.
And then there's the underneath one where there's another dome, and he's basically dragging an Elixir back into his dome to fucking kill him.
Yeah.
Or tail and stuff. And I'm like, wow, that is. And I like fair play to the fair play to Bungie's writing, Destiny's writing. That is fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
It is fucking great.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in a situation where you are physically hated?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's brutal.
Like a mob mentality hated, or
Yes.
just a single person hated?
No, well, they were a Lakshmi situation actually. They hated me, and then they spread that through misinformation.
Is this school? Is it?
It was after school. I knew them from school, and then it was an after school thing. But yeah.
It's just a fucking savage. I've been at both sides. And this is the worst part. I've been at both sides of the fucking thing. So I was in the forces 6 years, and I was in Bosnia, and we had a riot. So there was a 2 groups each side of the faction. I'm going to say faction. I don't want to go too much detail of it. And the British Army was brought in to protect another faction that had done bad. So you were, in my eyes, I was thinking about it today, is you were possibly the guardians. You were protecting the citizens from the fallen as such. And you hate it. Your fucking shit's getting thrown at you. Rocks are getting thrown at you. Petrol bombs are getting thrown at you. You're in fucking shields. You're fucking fighting with people. You're hitting them with batons and stuff like that. But then that was in the army, and then I left, and that was in obviously Bosnia. And then I went to Pakistan. I got sent to Pakistan as this job, and I've never been so reviled. I was in a job in the center of this random Pakistani city, and I had to go and do a job. I had to go and build something, and I was waiting outside for the car, and I was waiting, but there was about 40 Pakistanis there, like for highly Islamic area. And I'm not saying anything against it. Like, there's obviously everything's painted with a different brush and all that sort of stuff. We're all different. But I've never been looked upon and reviled so much in my life.
Yeah.
And they had to turn and go, and I got to like blase at it. I'm like, fuck it, don't fucking give a shit. But I then had to get taken away. Otherwise, they were saying that something could possibly fucking happen.
Wow.
So you've been on the Guardian side, but then I've also been on maybe what I class as the fallen side from getting just reviled just for being an outsider as such.
Well, that's kind of important to what's happening, to speak to with what's happening in the Destiny world at the moment. Like, I mean, there's this debate going on whether Destiny Bungie writers are mirroring what's happening in the real world within their writing, which I absolutely believe that they are, and they're trying to tell a story and sort of send a message about what's happening in real life. And that sort of speaks to as well what you were just saying, like, these things, this just hatred, this, I call it secondhand hatred because it's like you never did anything to them, but they still hated you for something that they were told, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, we have that, or the citizens have that through Lakshmi against the Elixir right now. And like, we're seeing a lot of that in the lore where like Elixir are being taken and tortured and beaten in the streets. They're going missing, and you know, it's a strange time.
It goes on to like a 20-man crowd tried to attack the Elixir camp, and then Crow came out. All fucking like cock it. Like, there's a fucking usually the one who's sort of got all the fucking mouth, and he comes in and he's like, "Oh, we're gonna fuck these Elixir up or damage their fucking ether tanks and stuff like that." And then Crow comes up and cocks his gun.
Yeah.
I'm like, motherfucker, that's fucking awesome.
It was so good, wasn't it? It's like you can hear the gun click, and then the guy's like, "Oh, okay."
Because it kind of leads me on to another guy. I think who is it? I'm trying to think. Again, Bosnia. And then you're walking around. So you walk in a group of two, and then you have an interpreter around with you, and you've got your gun slung. So a gun slung around your shoulder. It's got a full magazine clip in there, but it's got no bullet in the chamber.
Okay.
And I'm going out there, and I remember this guy coming out with a stick. I think it was a stick, waving this big fuck off stick. And as he fucking waving his stick, I think the sons or brothers or whatever the fuck it is come out as well. So now there was me, another guy, and then an interpreter by ourselves, and because we were all stretched around this town, and then there's 6 of them fuckers all come out, and you can see, like, maybe because I was unsure with intent.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it only takes you cocking your gun, just pull that fucking lever, and then everything calmed down. Stick was dropped.
Yeah.
And then back in they went. But it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much to break the bravado. Of the single instigator, you know?
Yeah, it's funny what happens, and it's like people get, you know, mobs behind them, and then they sort of get all uppity and stuff, and then when they're presented with danger, they sort of go, "Oh shit, I have to either stand up for what I'm actually doing here, or I got to back down." And 9 times out of 10, they back down.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of their bravado only comes from people walking with them, but then when those people start walking with them, they go, "Oh shit, maybe I'm not what I thought I was."
Yeah. I was trying to put up the Iron Banner, hand cannon, because it's Mithrax talking to Saladin.
Oh yeah,
Shax, about how many
Saladin,
how many each have they killed?
Yeah.
And then Saladin's like, "Well, when I was an Iron Lord, I just killed people for stealing bread."
Oh, sorry, I'm thinking of a different one. You're talking about Shax, where he's
Shax.
Yeah, I'm thinking of one where one of the Elixir's gone up to Saladin, and they're like, "How do we get into the Iron Banner? We want to prove ourselves." And Saladin just went, "Never gonna happen." And he's just like, shut the idea down. It's like, never gonna fucking happen. I don't care what the Vanguard say. You are not going in my banner.
That'd be awesome.
Fuck. It would be cool, eh?
Maybe it is an opportunity to bring these Fallen in as a secondary player class,
I would like to see that because it was a thing that sort of happened in Titanfall where you had players versing each other, and then you had bots on the field as well, and they were like different little things, like robots or whatever. And so I think you could still have that. You could have a game mode where it's Guardians versus Guardians, and then Elixir running around as well, just like doing their thing. Like they still attacked you and everything. You could still kill them, and they could still kill you. And they had like a sort of difficulty setting where they weren't amazing, but they weren't bad.
Yeah, look, I hope Mithrax would be the first.
Yeah.
Possibly the first, or Mithrax, or however you want to pronounce it.
Yeah.
And then that opens up. Then you could obviously have what we had a couple of fucking weeks ago is you could have a splicer, a splicer subclass, new Fallen class, you know?
Yeah. I'd like to see Elixir getting involved in Guardians more. But we also, Kaitel isn't really an ally. We're just on a ceasefire at the moment, so we're not killing each other, but we're not friends.
Exactly,
So
yeah.
I think the Elixir are a bit closer to us, so we could possibly see. Maybe they don't turn like Guardian, like they get ghosts, but their technology is what keeps them alive more, and you know.
Yeah. Look, it'd be a good opportunity. They could open up another door, you know, another avenue where things could happen. I bought this bloody new chair, and it is the stickiest fucking chair I've ever had in my life.
Is it leathery? Leathery?
Leather. It's
Leather.
But it's so sticky. I'm wearing shorts because I'm in the other room and I opened up the vent.
Don't let your skin touch it because it starts to do this shit like on my play here. This one red bit is pleather, the rest is this kind of fabric. It'll never peel, but the red peels.
I don't care. To be honest, I'll just get a fucking new one. I'll just get work to buy me one.
Yeah, just get work to buy me a new one.
But yeah, look, it'd be good to open up. Oh yeah, by the way, Weekend Guardians, we do not argue all the time. You fuckers.
We do. We argue about everything.
We got it in a discussion the other day on our joint chat thing, and I was trying to bring these Weekend Guardians into the conversation to start shouting at Agnikai, and they just sat there laughing at me and Agnikai just arguing full ball with each other, calling him all the fucking C-bombs underneath the...
Oh, my goodness.
Fucking prick.
Oh, my goodness.
So many angry fucking conversations in that bloody chat.
We went so hard in that conversation, and then they just went, one of us agrees with one of you, and the other one agrees with the other one. And we're not saying, and it's like,
they talked about it. They talked on their latest podcast.
Oh,
but it's quite funny.
Cheeky.
Yeah, it's quite funny. But all right, Iron Banner's back out, guys.
Yep.
Like we said, if you're gonna run with a 6-man or run it fucking singly, you'll have much more fun. If you don't give a shit, get killed, great, whatever.
Yep.
You get 4 pinnacles off it. By all accounts, everything's properly back up and running now. You've got the fucking shot. You can be able to get the shotty and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Let me get into this week on Bungie, and then we can just randomly go on with everything.
I saw someone post on Twitter that they spent like 1,200 tokens to get their first shotgun from Iron Banner this week.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that just sucks.
Yeah, I don't know what the drop rate is. It's just the Reese Walker, isn't it?
Yeah. So you couldn't get it last week from the quest, but you couldn't get it from tokens. People couldn't farm it, which was what their problem was. But they could farm every other. I think it's a new gun though. I think that's what why they're upset about it.
Well, why? They'll just go back to fucking Fellwinters.
Just something new to.
That thing is fucked.
Roll for.
So have you ever heard of hot swapping?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a button mashing where you have 2 slug shotguns and you can quickly use quick draw.
Yeah, so the idea is shoot and then swap to your other gun before the reload animation starts, so that it still does the reload animation on that gun, but while you're swapping, so then you can shoot your other gun.
Right.
And swap back, and so the reload animations happen in between without having to do the full thing.
Right. Because that was a conversation. I was like, I'm going to ask because I don't know.
Yeah.
My fingers do not move fast enough.
People were. I mean, you can do it on mouse and keyboard a bit easier because you make macros, or you can it's easier to press E, for example, and just switch between those because the way you position your hands on a mouse and a keyboard is a bit more forgiving for it. It's a lot more difficult to swap on a controller, shoot, and then pull your reticle back down and swap and shoot and pull your reticle back down.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's what was on the firing thing they were talking about. That.
Yeah.
All right. Last time, Banana, the Riskwater Shotgun and Archion's Thunder machine gun was introduced through a seasonal quest. We quickly identified an issue where these new tools of destruction weren't available through alternate means. If you've been holding tokens for future loot, it's almost time to sell. I could make a joke about the diamond hand here, but I think they've already connected those dots. Fuck knows. There is some fashion show thing. You can do some fashion, blah blah.
Yeah, they did a week long of winners this time. So usually it's one winner per TWAB. This time they did 7 winners for the week. So each day had a new winner.
So they saying that the devs who designed Transmog has decided to go into and design their own thing. And there's a guy here with a watermelon helmet on, a watermelon shader with, I think they're the legs out of Eaters, I think, or Leviathan. Okay. And it looks absolutely fucking trash, to be honest. And the Warlock looks absolutely fucking crap. And the Titan looks fucking weird. Skell Guild. Nah, looks fucking... And then, yeah, look, come on. Unstoppable Force. That looks fucking...
Yeah.
And...
Fashion game's always been not my thing. Transmog's making it interesting. People are making some cool stuff. Like one dude made Batman. People are doing like weird stuff where they're doing the Among Us arms that you only see the hands on the character. And
yeah, look, some people love it. And I think it was a lot of hoo-ha for fucking about toward it, because I still haven't done anything and I still haven't transmogged anything either.
Yeah.
Like
the people that wanted it are annoyed at how long it took them to get all. Well, they got 20 this season, but they can only get 10 from now on.
Yeah,
and it's like, yeah, I mean, I know, I get it's upsetting, but you can still put that stuff on for the fashion game and be fine. That's not going to affect your stats. Just take it off when you're done. So fashion game's not really affected. I get you want to look a certain way in game, and you're limited by that unless you buy silver and buy it through that. But like you're only going to do so much. Like there's only so many hours in the week for you to get all of your transmog things done, and like you're not going to. By the time you figure out the next set that you want to make transmog, you're going to be able to transmog it again.
Yeah. So look, there is some issues with photosensitivity. People have been getting like headaches and worse seizures type of thing. But they are going to sort this out, but don't know when. Teleport enemies, yeah. Expunge. So you play the new Expunge, yeah?
I got 2 minutes into it, running through that labyrinth.
Right. So the Expunge is obviously the new one. There is another one where you have a enemy in the center and you have to run to 4 points. You have to come in and then pick up these little balls and stuff and then come back and then get it and then slam it in the thing. And I think it's great. Absolutely fantastic. What a beautiful, absolutely fucking beautiful.
I've heard a problem with this week's Expunge where if you kill the boss too fast, you can glitch the mission and it'll never complete. So he'll still die, but the mission will just never say complete. You have to restart.
Right.
So be careful of that. Don't be too amazing at the game.
Well, people are cheating now. I don't want to say cheating, but people are like sword skating and traversive steps and they finish it in like 3 fucking minutes.
Yeah.
So, but that's it. That is the fucking TWAB there's fuck all in the TWAB, obviously.
Yeah.
So what are we gonna fucking talk about?
I had a few questions sort of lined up in my head from that firing range and they just all flew out of my head as soon as you asked the question.
Fantastic. That's exactly what I want to hear. So do you have you heard Lashmia's chant that's in the fucking form of the Savathun song?
Yeah, so the people are ranting the tune of Savathun's song. Yeah. Oh.
Fuck. My question is, how is not people fucking picking this stuff up? How is
Well-
like the Vanguard not picking this shit up?
It's an issue of where, as players, we have all of this external information from the outside because we have access to all the information. But like, you got to kind of suspension of disbelief. Zavala might not really be focusing on what Savathun is doing right now, whatever her song's issue is. We know that Drifter and Eris spoke about Savathun's song when Shax was singing about cheese on the moon.
Mm.
And so they're sort of dealing with it there, but we don't know if they've spread that information to Ikora and Violet, so we don't really know who knows what. So that could be why they're sort of just like not dealing with it, or they're just looking at it from a very surface level of got a ride on our hands coming and we need to deal with that chant is sort of going over their head.
Yeah, maybe, but is she gonna get killed though? Do you reckon she's gonna get shot?
She'll probably get blown up or something. I don't know. Maybe.
Do you reckon that's going to be the epilogue? Is her getting killed and then they riot and then they're going to burn the fucking tower?
That'd be very ironic. It's the future, seeing the future trope, isn't it? Where you see a future, so you try to prevent that future, but then it comes true in a way that you didn't realize it was coming true.
Yeah.
And I think that'd be funny if that happened. Like she died and the city burned because of her doing all of these wrongdoings.
Yeah.
And Mithrax is still standing at the center of it, and like that was like the message. He is at the center of this all, but it's not because he's doing the wrong thing. It's just he's the key.
Yeah, it's hard. It's a fucking hardcore. Like there's a lot of people are getting a lot really upset over it.
Yeah.
Like it's either hitting very close to home that people are getting affected by this, or it's making people question certain beliefs.
Yeah. I've seen the argument as well. It's like I see enough political in my life. I don't want to come and play a game and then have to deal with political as well. And it's like, I understand that argument, but you're not. This is Bungie's game at the end of the day. So if they want to tell this story, it's like signing up to listen to this story in a way.
Yeah.
So like, there's plenty of other things that you can do. How's it going?
Hey, Curly.
Like, there's plenty of other things that you can do, and I'm not saying you shouldn't fucking play Destiny, but like, if you just don't want to deal with this sort of storytelling right now, play it out the season, ignore the story. Just play and skip all through the shit and just like pretend it's not there. It's pretty easy to do. Keep doing whatever else you want to do.
Yeah. Look, but I think the last two seasons, I don't know whether they got a new writer in or they've obviously expanded the writing people maybe, but they are on fucking point. Their fucking storytelling is on fucking point.
Do you think it might be the same writing team, but do you think it could possibly be this idea that they've taken on of coherent story leading into each season following, leading up to one giant expansion reveal?
Well, when did they start doing the ink blot things? It would look okay. It is a great photo. It would look better if that fucking chair and whatever that corner thing is in the bloody
that's
way.
my PS5.
Yeah, we have to move it.
Okay, I'll just
chuck it.
Just drop it. The ink blots have been in since Destiny 2 launched.
Really?
Yeah. We had the first one was when the speaker did the recap of Destiny 1.
Ooh, the speaker, the good conversation. Oh, like what I want to point out as well, guys. The second episode of Lore, our 2-week turnaround Lore thing is out. Agnikai, fantastic job, really, really cool. Kay, you did all right.
That's not true. I'm gonna defend her here because I've got it recorded. Sam said you did a good job.
No, she did. She actually did a fantastic job. We will be putting shouts out for people to voice act.
Yes.
What we most probably do is with Agnikai's running this show. I'm just writing it by the looks of it because he can't fucking pull his finger out and write anything.
So much writing.
We will be asking and we'll send you the lines. You record it, you send it back to us, and we'll splice it in. And then at the end of the Lore episode, we will give people a shout out.
Yes.
Type of thing. It's a 2-week out turnaround. But guys, listen to it. on iTunes. It's on iTunes. Give Agnikai some love. He's put some fucking fair effort into it, and it is fucking smick. My wife did walk in halfway through, so it cut it like right down to about 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Because you had to cut a fucking shit ton of it out.
Yeah, there was a bit. I'm pretty sure I cleaned it up enough so you didn't actually notice it.
No.
But yeah, there was a big chunk that we lost. But we also made up some time with adding the voice lines and like the extra music and everything that I put in. I don't want to say too much. Don't want to sell
That's
the
good.
entire thing.
No. Go and listen to it, guys. And obviously, reviews is fucking fantastic. Give Agnikai some love. It's fantastic.
It's one of those things where it's like, I said this last night to you, but if I didn't put it out last night, I was never going to put it out because I was up until 11 o'clock last night just constantly changing shit and moving bits around. And it's like, if I don't put it out, it's never going to be finished because I'll never be perfectly happy with it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of something that people, if you're listening and you're feeling that way about things, just if you're working on a project, give yourself deadlines, and then when that deadline hits, that's it. Hands off, you're done. You've done the work up to this point.
Oh, look, I zipped up this law for today, my thing, and I went across it, and then I went back through it, and then I went back through it again, and then I went back through it again.
Yeah.
And then now it's only 3 words long.
Yeah.
So, look,
anyway,
we will be recording that episode. We record it today, and then it'll be out in 2 weeks' time. It is in a linear line from the last terraforming one. We'll just put that out. That just threw me off. Do we have a topic of the week?
I wanted to talk about
how you love me.
Yes. We can talk about what I did to Seiko last night and that poor boy in that raid. Oh my god, I tortured him.
Right. All right. Yeah, here we go. Because I was listening to the outside of this. It is fucking etiquette, guys. If you're in a chat and somebody's trying to explain the fucking raid to you, he's doing you a favor, guys.
Yeah.
He's taking his time out to teach you a fucking raid.
Yeah.
Sit there, listen to him. Don't fucking talk over him or anything like that because it's fucking infuriating.
I was avoiding talking over him. I was letting him explain, and he, to be fair, he did a fucking great job teaching oracles because I hate oracles, and he did a great job. I was just being an arsehole in between encounters when we'd wipe, which was like I sort of like messed with Seiko a bit, and then I was like, all right, look, it's probably run its course. So I tried to pull stories from other people to I try and get the rest of the raid team involved. It's like, you know how sometimes where it's like two guys, like you and I can like bounce off each other for hours and everyone can just listen. But it gets boring. So it's like, I'll get to that, Curly. It's more fun for me at least to be like, hey, Crimson, for example, tell me something about yourself. And then he told this story about his nephews and stuff, and that was great fun.
The Psycho nephew?
Yeah, I don't want to say too much because this is a bit more of a PG recording compared to what I've got saved. But like I constantly we'd wipe, and Seiko I knew was getting frustrated, so I constantly reference back to Crimson's story and get everyone laughing again and kind of bring down the anger. And then we got through Oracles pretty fast. You
did well, and then obviously, what's the one after Oracles?
Templar. We did one go.
Well.
One go, yeah.
Yeah.
Gorgons.
People are still struggling. People still struggling with Oracles and Templar. People are really still struggling with that. Like, there's obviously your stop points: Templar, Oracles, the Gatekeepers, and Nether. People are struggling with.
We still struggle with that one, actually.
Yeah, I think it's more, and whoever's listening to this, guys, that you can obviously tell us if we're wrong and stuff. But I think it's positioning. So you have to be set up correctly. Don't get me wrong, but it's the positioning on each of the steps, looking up, or Conflux is behind you.
Yeah,
looking up. So I use I got an SMG build, so I use a Nicholas SMG, and then I drop Warmind cells, the big explodey ones, and they fucking They
Right.
really help. So whatever you are on the above platform, if you've got Vex coming towards you, you can hit a wall mine cell anywhere on that top platform, and it'll wipe the whole platform out.
Okay.
And then Wyvern comes out.
Yeah.
Look up. Bang, 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 bang. Whether it's a Wither Horde, whether it's a thing. Remember, if you got a Wither Horde and you got the fucking you got the catalyst, one in the Wyvern. Change the weapon, bang, bang, bang. Change back to a Wither Horde, a second one in there. If you want to use super, whatever the fuck it is, use your super, knock the fucker out.
Yeah.
If you see a Minotaur, come back down. Come back down to the conflux. You can't do shit all to it.
Yeah.
You might as well just stand out of the way. Don't even try fighting it. Just come back out, wait for the guy to come.
Yeah. Wait for Relic to get in there.
It's all position. Everything on these things are position. If you are 1320, 1322, you're still within that area of you are going to get fucking beaten the shit out of.
Yeah.
It's positioning. Learn positioning, guys. That's all. Every raid GM. It's once you're at lower levels and you kind of, I don't want to say slow at the upkeep, but you don't realize your positioning because maybe you've been playing different games, or Curly come across this the other a couple of weeks ago. He thought he was in one position. I could see him on in front of me, and he was at another position.
Right.
And it's basically peripheral vision of knowing where you are in certain situations. Oh, but I'm behind the wall. Well, actually, you're not behind the wall. You're by the side of the wall. Don't get me wrong, but you're actually outside this fucking wall.
Yeah.
It's all positioning. It's all positioning. Like GMs is all positioning.
Yeah.
Even down to like, look at Garden. If you're not in any good position on the end boss of fucking Garden, you're going to get fucking killed.
Yeah, that's a tough one as well. It's Garden's not so much, well, it is positioning, but it's movement positioning. It's knowing when to move and where to move to.
Yeah.
Keep yourself alive. Where I've found Vogue, like you said, you can sort of just like set up in certain spots. It's like I was sort of standing middle stairs until Minotaur would spawn, and then move down to the bottom, like you said, and just get out of the fucking way.
And they were saying that there were a lot of people struggling with the Wyverns because it will either teleport straight at you, or it does that big
the dive. The bomb.
Just don't be in his way. Hit it a few times, go behind the wall. Hit it a few times, go behind the wall.
Just a big wind up. You got plenty of time to even just jump.
Yeah.
Like
I saw one where the guy, he was winding up. The guy went to jump and he went just straight past him and down the hole.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I was like, wait, that's fucking,
there you go. That's how you do it.
that fucker. But yeah, it's all like for raids, guys. It's all position. And I was talking to it's all position. And if you wanna do certain things in the raid, and if you want to be carrying your own team through the raids, learn the raid. You have to learn. Remember, you have to learn every part of that raid. Whether you're the guy in the Venus, whether you're the guy outside, or you're the guy killing the gatekeeper, or you're the guy calling out to fucking oracles on Atheon, or you're the guy holding the relic.
Yeah.
Every job there is a critical job.
Yeah. I haven't done. Well, I've cleared Atheon twice now, but I've only been sort of ad clear, and then if I get pulled in, I'll just do oracle calls. I didn't really do the relic, but I also want to be, when I'm on the outside, I want to be the person, I want to try being the person that calls out the oracle positions for the inside.
Yeah.
I was watching you do it, and I was watching, I think Seiko was the other person that we sort of swapped between, trying to figure out how you guys called them out, and I sort of get it, but I feel like it's one of those things learn by doing. So you get the general rundown, and then so that
we all know the gist.
Yeah.
So people like when you were in the raid, I jumped in with Shawnee and Dark and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And they only call out 2.
Oh yeah, because the third one's obvious.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they go top right, bottom right.
Yeah.
And then you go dunk dunk. And then obviously whatever's fucking left is the one shot. So it gets you quicker, or mid right, mid front mid, back mid, whatever the fuck you want to go.
Yeah.
But like you said, it is a confidence thing. You remember, guys, it's all confidence. Like we're not going to shut you down. We're not going to turn around, you fucking twat.
No.
It's all learning at the end of the day.
Yeah.
More likely LFGs will turn around and fucking tear you a new fucking asshole.
Yeah, and we've had people in our Discord who are complaining about LFGs that they're dealing with outside of our clan, which sucks. So they feel like they need to go do that, but at the same time, time zones happen and like people just aren't on sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
you turn to it. But, you know, I'm seeing people call out in our Discord, like, I'm just sick of dealing with LFGs. Like, I get in and then I don't get it cleared because either I don't do enough or they are incompetent or whatever happens, it doesn't work. And it's like, yeah.
Look,
LFGs can be a really toxic place.
so when I first started getting very serious into Destiny, I would raid every night, 2 or 3 times a night. And then, but you need to know when to pull out of a LFG.
Yeah.
If they're not fucking focused on it, just pull out, guys. Just get another one.
Yeah.
If they start wiping and they start fucking throwing around blame, because if they are a load of mates and you're the fucking guy you're the new guy who's getting brought into LFG, they're gonna look to you and blame you.
Yeah.
That's what I found.
Yeah.
And if you go in there and they don't know what the fuck they're doing, pull out. You know, there's been stages where I may have pulled out a 4 or 5 LFGs. I always try and see how they go and try and do some, but then you're like, well, this is Leviathan. You know, I've been on the castle now fucking 5 times now. They don't know what they're doing. You know, you can't drag them through. You're only one person. But yeah, LFG is fucking toxic. It's fucking savage. Like, you either get a good one and it's a fucking fantastic. Like, I was jumped in one the other day to do Atheon with a bunch of 2 British guys. They joined our Discord and they obviously listened to this podcast. They said they would anyway. But we had a Swedish guy in there.
Yeah.
And that guy wasn't
great.
shouting, "I'm fucking shit," and then dying, "I'm fucking shit," and that was the "I'm fucking shit," and it was fucking hard. It was very, very difficult. People calling oracles, he was shouting over the top of them, and so it was very, 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 very difficult to do. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I gotta get into more Photoglass raids. I feel so confident in Deep Stone Crypt and like Garden. I'm like, I know what I'm doing, but I'm not the greatest in that one. But Photoglass, I'm like, I gotta get this one right. I gotta get this one down pat because this one is sticking around for a while. It's also Pinnacles for the next 100 days.
Yep.
So like everyone's gonna be wanting to do that. There's no special exotic in Deep Stone Crypt that anyone wants to go do. Some people still ask to go do Divinity runs in Garden. And we run that every couple of weeks to help people try and get those.
You're talking about Garden, not Deep Stone Crypt, where the eyes are, yeah?
Yeah, so you can get eyes from Deep Stone Crypt, but like that's not a special quest. So people kind of go, yeah, we can try for it, but Garden has like a specific puzzle that you do, you know. Vault of Glass doesn't have that, but I mean, you can still get Vex like eyes, but like it's just a current thing.
Yeah, it's look, it's always the confidence, and obviously since they've changed Gatekeeper, it's you are in the either Venus or Mars by yourself, so you have to find a place where you can just stand there, not get hit, ability to shoot people up the top. Like as you're at this, Venus is at the stage because I usually do Venus. You can see the heads started poking out as they come. You can just knock them off. Yeah. Whether you got a scout rifle or, like I said, I use an SMG because it drops wall mine cells. Yeah. And just get the fuck. So it's obviously confidence, and it's the building up of confidence. With our clan, with our Discord, with our clan, we don't diss people. We don't turn on and go call them on there. We I want to say nurture, and we kind of build up a team raid mentality where we teach everybody, and then if they wanted to split the group and then teach other people, then they can do it and they can do it and they do it, and then the whole fucking obviously Discord and clan grows, you know.
Yeah, that's kind of our little goal. Put up a post the other day saying that you and myself and Seiko are getting pretty busy with life currently, and so like it's getting difficult for us to get into as many raids as we can, so we're trying to get as many people trained up and like as confident as they can in running raids and helping clear raids and everything. At least maybe not in leadership positions. Some people call up and say, look, I want to learn how to be a leadership role. Other people like Curly and Dan, they're just like, I can do my job. I don't want to lead, but I can definitely help.
We've got other guys. We've got Shawnee and Dark and stuff like that that does shout outs within the Discord because they had a different clan.
Yeah.
So they give out like I said, you were guys were in the raid last night. They saw I was out of it. I jumped into theirs.
Yeah.
But it's all confidence. Raiding's all confidence. Raiding is not, but it's the etiquette as well. Like you have to have the etiquette to
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's
If
what
you-
I was sort of saying earlier. It's like I try and make it so that everyone feels like they're involved in the joke as well, and try and make it as fun all around as possible. Because if we make it so, if I was just messing with Seiko and Seiko was just messing with me that entire raid last night, it wouldn't have been as fun, and people wouldn't have been as engaged. And you kind of get that with LFGs as well. You kind of, like you were saying, you feel like the outsider, you know,
Yeah.
and they'll target you on that. Like, so I try and bring everyone in and try and make it as involved for everyone as possible, and like have a little conversation with everyone that I possibly can, and like try and keep it
One-
sort of all rounded.
One of the things that I find, and it could be a very Australian thing or a very British thing. I'm going to say British or Australian. We deal better when everybody's bantering against each other. When you are throwing like banter at Seiko, I'm throwing banter at Seiko. We throwing it back at Crimson. We throwing it at everybody, and we just take the it's even like Vince says, it's a Kiwi thing as well. It's having the ability to take the piss, not get upset about it, not get angry, don't fucking rage. Rage is not going to help anybody,
Yeah,
and you fucking running away, you turning like rage quitting and stuff is not going to help anybody.
yeah,
Like accept the banter for what it is. It's just us trying to relieve the tension of a raid.
yeah,
We're angry because things has happened, like little mistakes has caused dramas, but it's just us relieving tension. The banter's the relieving tension, and it's a main part of a fucking raid.
yeah.
It usually
don't-
falls us taking the piss out of Seiko, but
Yeah, I don't think well, there are times where I have, but I try to avoid making fun of someone on their screw ups, like for the raid. Like, I used to make those sort of jokes a lot, and then I found that people weren't responding to them very well, and they didn't want to raid as much anymore because they felt like they were getting put down. You know?
Sebs has ways of relieving the tension in the raid. Ask his better half.
The famous "I want to have sex during the chaos room."
Yeah, the missus tends to, if she sees I'm doing something quite important, she will come and
That sets it right off.
solicit me for sex, and then I've had to try.
The chemicals go up in her head.
Yeah, Vince is in the fucking thing, and you heard me three times. And you heard me like, get off me! Fuck off! Get off me! Stop! Fucking stop! All right, guys, I'll be back in 15. I'll be back in 15.
We're halfway through an encounter. I'll be back.
Yeah.
I'll be back. I'll be back.
Yeah, and they almost completed. But yeah, it's
Oh man.
like it's best not to belittle them on their failures, because it just makes them sound like a
Yeah.
fucking. It just makes
I'll
them feel
just-
like shit.
I'll try and find something where I obviously know that they're not going to get offended for
Two and a
me
half.
making the joke. So like, I'll go after Seiko for his forehead, or I'll go after Crimson for his crazy nephew, whatever. I still got to find something on Jared with Herbs. It's his tentacle hentai. I've got my little notes that I keep in, like I call
But-
Curly Irish, and it's all fun.
Pooh is
Pooh's.
Pooh's got a deeper voice than Dan.
I
Like,
know. I know.
he comes in, hey, how are
Oh
you?
my
It's
goodness.
like, wow, there's some testosterone flying around in there. I can tell you that now.
Oh my goodness. Pooh's a funny one. He's
We got some good guys. We're getting some really good guys, and
Yeah.
obviously, guys, the Discord's open for everyone. Again, I'm going to put in the link and stuff like that. Just join on. If you're Xbox, it doesn't really matter. Just come in, just enjoy the banter.
yeah.
that's in
I want
there.
to
It's
say sorry
fantastic.
to Evil the other day because he put his name down to do a raid, but he's Xbox, and we're PSN pretty exclusively at the moment until crossplay comes in. So
Yeah.
when crossplay comes in, I think I'm gonna do like a call out to the other consoles into this.
Yeah.
Be like, let's do a raid together. I know the Weekend Guardian guys are spread across Xbox and PC.
Yeah.
So
But,
I'm
like,
gonna pull them as well.
Evil, if you want to invite people into the Discord, man, go fucking ahead. Like,
Yeah.
make your own Xbox group within the Discord. I've tried to do it, but they're very. If you only got one, it's very hard to get people to stay because they are.
Yeah,
Because there's only one of them.
they're
They
an
just stay
island.
for the banter, you know.
yeah.
Some people are good enough that beating themselves up when they
It's,
stuff up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I call out my shit all the time. I call out when I fuck up all the damn time because it's not like
Oh.
it's so hard.
So we were like talking about the raid yesterday. So we were in, I was with whatever his fucking name is, Shawnee.
Hmm.
And we were at the very end, the last damage, and he had a fucking like nothing
Bee's
nothing
dick.
fucking bee's dick. And they called out the oracles, and I was like, oh fuck. And I thought I'd fucked up.
Hmm.
And I was like, I forgot my life left and rights. I just like, huh?
Oh.
I just shot something. Da, 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 da. And I was like, hey!
Instincts take over.
I was like, hey!
Speaking of left and rights, fucking Seiko and his leading in Gorgons. So, looping back to what I was saying earlier, Seiko was leading Seiko was leading Gorgon. He was leading the raid essentially, but he was leading us through Gorgons. We had done the boxes to open the secret door, and then Jared called out that he wanted to kill a Gorgon. I think we all thought that you get a triumph for it.
No, you have to kill 2.
You have to kill 2. We almost killed 2 and 1.
Yeah.
That comes later. Anyway, so we got the door open, we got into the chest eventually, and then we realized that the rally flag is there. So we figured, let's rally, kill a Gorgon.
Yeah.
So we wiped. So I was back with the group and everything, and we're going to the door again to rally. And so we're coming around to that. We're at that. Like we're walking to that rock in the center. Before, if you go left, you go towards the exit. If you go right, you go to the door room. And so Seiko's like, stick to the left and then hold up here. And then I was actually going down the right side by accident, and then I was leaping back, and so Seiko's calling out left. And so I come back around, and then I see Curly just taking off towards the left, towards the exit. And Seiko's like, Curly, where are you going? And then Crimson's following Curly. And Seiko's like, Crimson, Curly, what the fuck is going on? And Curly's like, you said left. Let's go left. And Seiko's like, no, this way. And Curly's like, that is right, Seiko. Seiko, you are going right. Seiko, 2 hands. That is going right. And so for the rest of the raid, Seiko's like, we're going left. And Curly would turn right on purpose just to fucking piss him off. He's like, you said left, man. It goes fucking
All
right.
Let's find out what other people's fucking thing is. So if you go and you can do the secret chest.
Yeah.
But if you can run just all as a group, straight left, you can just run the whole fucking thing without pissing about.
You can. Here's my problem with it.
Stop fucking waiting, guys. Fucking up the ass. Go.
Sometimes you have to, because the people at the front of that run, like you were, we're talking about when you get onto the big rock, do the jump across and then run over. The people at the front of that, when they get onto the rock, sometimes they double jump, and that brings that Gorgon back down the right side. And I keep saying to people, walk up the left side of that big rock, but some of them keep running up the right side. And if you go up the right side, that Gorgon will spot you. So what I was saying, and I agree you can do the sprint through, what I was saying was you need to be mindful of that Gorgon, and if it's coming back, you have to wait it out. And I was trying to say that, and you and I were getting into that thing of we both got headstrong, and then we sort of argue for the bit just to make.
We don't argue. We don't
never
argue.
argue. We don't argue.
Fuck you, Weekend Guardians. We don't argue.
But we're like, we get loud for the bit and just sort of make it a thing, a bit of fun.
Yeah.
And so it went for like 10 minutes of you and I just screaming at each other. I had the biggest smile on my face. I was having a great time, and everyone else is like.
Great.
It's
Sorry, you hear us talking about the Weekend Guardians. They are a new American podcast. They are coming up to obviously the 10th episode. Give them a watch, guys. They're on iTunes. They're fucking fantastic. They are very, very technical oriented, where we just ramble, fucking talk bollocks.
We do.
We are going to get them on. We are thinking about recording next weekend. Not this weekend coming, following weekend, the 20th, I think.
Yes.
We changed it to 12. We changed it to 12 o'clock in the afternoons because then I can start drinking and I don't feel such like an alcoholic.
So I think we'll deal with that later. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's all back end stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have a topic of the week? Anything?
Really,
Right,
I
cool.
really.
Right.
Do you have something that you were dealing with throughout the week that you feel like topic of the week?
Not really as such, but I've got a question. We got a question. What piece of exotic armor or weapon do you think is the most OP, broken? This is off the Weekend Guardians.
What weapon do I think is the most broken?
Telesto, without a fucking doubt.
That's not broken. That breaks the game. There was
That
actually a joke about that on the Bungie interview where they asked about Telesto, and there's someone in Bungie who developed Telesto. They're not sure if they still work there or not, but every time Telesto breaks the game, they'll all go to that person and be like, "Hey, thanks again for Telesto. My entire encounter is broken because of your weapon. Thanks to Telesto, bud.
Yeah, it's fucked. It's such a fucking shit.
Oh man.
It's
Broken. I don't think anything's really broken at the moment. There's some things that are like annoying, like Thorn is annoying, Wardcliff Claw is annoying, but it does what it's supposed to do.
yeah.
I don't think there's anything specifically broken. I would have said the Hunter boots, that obscene damage, but they got nerfed now, so that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I think everything's sort of in line. Even the stars for Titan's Thunder Crash, it does its thing, but it's not obscene, you know.
Yeah. I like look, Telesto is the only thing that comes to my mind. Exotic perks, the star like the fallen star thing is pretty fucking savage. It's great though.
Yeah.
And it works within its parameters. So you can't really question that. Like, look, Vince, Telesto is the best though. Yeah, because he doesn't take any fucking skill. You're basically
the best,
stasis fucking thing. Everything's being broken when I play Osiris. I die so often. Yeah, so like to me, Telesto is a fucking broken fucking thing. I tried to use the wings in Crucible.
Okay.
Yeah, man, I just got fucking sniped every fucking time.
Yeah, people probably look for it too hard now.
It's just oh yeah, I'm dead. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm dead. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh. It's such a struggle. I don't really know. I always use Wormhusk Crown or for Crucible. I'm trying to switch off of it now and use different stuff like Dragon Shadow chest piece for hunters. I'm using Shards of Galanor again for Atheon damage for Blade Barrage because that was just great.
Dark hit 2 million in 2 damage phases. Because if you use shards and hit a harpy, so if you hit Atheon and a harpy at the same time, wait for him to come in, it will just regen like that.
Yeah.
So you can I think in 1 damage phase, I think he did 4 to 5 supers in 1 damage phase.
Wow.
3 anarchy, and then just fucking like super. I was a fucking retard because I was on Hunter because I already done it with my Warlock, and I thought I'd give it with the Hunter just in case I get Vex.
Yeah.
And I was my damage like 300. so I just grabbed the relic every time, and just like I'm just gonna grab the relic. Fuck this cup.
This is my excuse. I'm relic bitch.
Yeah, and I was like, because I usually play Warlock.
I've got Divinity, guys.
Yeah, but people are using Divinity. So they were saying that because Atheon moves around, if you Divinity him, you get that big ass crit spot.
Yeah,
and people are using that because it's easier to hit the Divinity crit spot than it is to get his actual crit spot.
Okay.
It doesn't kind of it's a little bit weird now because obviously Breach and Clear kind of works as a tether.
Yeah.
So once you hit him with Anarchy or whatever the fuck it is, you get the crit spot on it.
He's
anyway.
all over crit. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe
next
next season.
We haven't done Deep Stone Crypt since this season with Breach and Clear. You could probably do that on Taniks without needing the Divinity anymore. Just double Anarchy and then he's fully. Whew, we should try that out.
Because you could just bloody what's called it, whatever the fuck it's called. The because you wouldn't need well or nothing.
No.
You could just put a normal rift down for reload speed, but you could just chaos reach the fucking thing.
Yeah, that would be crazy damage.
Yeah. Because that's one of the questions. Oh, let me find a question. Let me
Sure.
So one of the questions. This is off. I think.
Energy Accelerant is broken.
Jonah. The comparison between Nova Bomb and Chaos Reach DPS. As I've been holding higher DPS in some encounters throughout the game with Nova Bomb stacked with damage over time. Depends on if I always find it's dependent on if you got Geomags on. If you got Geomags off, Chaos Reach is not that fucking grand. It's just me.
Yeah.
If you got Chaos Reach on, then I doubted Nova Bomb is going to get a percentage of damage that you can get.
Yeah, I kind of have a
Tier ones.
I have a kind of different answer to these sorts of questions. Both are equal the same if you miss the target, says Vinny.
Yes, Vince Wild is a guy, and he had his Nova Bomb license taken off him because he fucking whiffed the slow Nova maybe 4 or 5 times. I don't know how you do it.
Oh my goodness.
I do not know how you fucking whiff a Nova Bomb, a slow Nova as well. But he done it. I took his license off him. But he's had it back. He's
got it back now.
obviously. He's got it back. Yeah.
Yeah. When it comes to things like Nova Bomb versus Chaos Reach, they work well in different areas because you got to think of them as two different. They are two different types of super. You know, a Nova Bomb is a burst of damage. It's just done. Chaos Reach is damage over time. So because Tanix is up for his damage phase for so long, you can hold that damage phase on him. Whereas Nova Bomb, we usually use it for either add clear or insta burst of damage, like because your immunity phase just pops up straight away. You know.
Yeah.
It also works for area of effect. Nova Bomb works for area of effect damage, like Vinny. We were just saying, Vinny would throw the Nova Bomb at Tanix when he opens up his thrusters, so he can drop the balls.
Yeah.
It's just about situation. Yes, there are like people get hung up on numbers, but not everyone has to be hitting 2 million damage like Dark does every freaking time. I don't know how the fuck he does to clear bosses. Like, you can have people who just have obscene damage numbers, and then other people picking up in other areas and doing their job fine, and then that's how you get clears. You don't get clears by everyone doing the same thing and expecting it to work.
One of the guys had 3 million in. It would have been because we wiped because it was a 3 phase, but he was getting close to 3 mil in 2 damage phases. How the fuck he got it, I don't know.
Jesus.
But it was up there. It was fucking phenomenal. I had like 600 because I can't play Hunter.
I can't play Warlock. I can't do all. I don't know. I don't play the class enough to think about the abilities properly. Like, I keep forgetting to put rifts down. I use Chaos Reach because it's close enough to Hunter supers with Golden Gun.
Yeah. It's just the, like, everybody comments on the jumps and stuff, and that's why it's not the not knowing what it is. I don't use Hunters enough that I know how to dodge on instinct. Yeah. And it's also same for Icarus Dash. I don't know how to use. I don't play it enough to use the Icarus Dash to dodge out of the way. Yeah. Yeah. But like, it's just not. We haven't got, like, the time constraints is savage. You know, you go, all right, I'm going to play this. The boys want to raid. All right, cool. We get them through the raid. Yeah. All right, we have to write for the podcast. Yeah. And all that sort of stuff. So it's
and it's like you fly around the damn country half your week, and like, you know, like I work. Like, we both got kids. I got uni. Like time, like I said, time constraints become a pretty big factor. And so, I mean, like, before I was even trying to play it, I was trying to do a fucking expunge mission in 5 minutes without even realizing it's like a 20-minute mission.
Well, it's if you're good at it, thing. So your missus is standing there, and I'm gonna say it quietly so my missus don't fucking say it. So the missus had so we went to my little boy's going through some issues, and we went and got a diagnosis for certain thing, and then we went to a psychologist. The psychologist. She had it free with work, and the missus is going like that and wondering why men are just wired different. And she goes, but she goes on and she goes, yeah, but you don't do things other than the job that you get given. And I was like, because I can't. I just do one job, get that done, and then I move on to another job. And this fucking psychiatrist was like, yeah, men are wired different, yeah? And she's like, what do you mean? And she goes, men are wired different. They get one job in their heads. That's the job they do. They can't turn around and go, oh, I'm going to stop this job. I'm going to do a phone call, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm going to multitask and I'm going to do another job. Then this fucking psychiatrist was like, he has one job. Give him one job and he'll do that job. Yeah. Give him another job after he's finished the first job and he will finish that job. That's great. And so it comes on. And we've all, like I said, guys, we've all got kids. We all know there's a lull after you have kids of sexual interest and stuff like that, and she just so fucking, like, right off the bat she went into that fucking thing, and she looked at my missus. She goes, just imagine him inside you engorged. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was like, what? What? How has this turned from talking about painting the house 15 fucking times to having a sexual thing? I was like, this is fucked. Because I'm like, oh, like what the fuck? And she's like, just imagine him engorged inside you. I was like, this is fucked. And she's like, okay, guys, that's it. We're done. I'm like, what? Like straight onto the sex, bang, straight off the
my
sex. I was like, I
God.
don't know what the fuck is going on, to be honest.
Oh my god. I'll see you next week for the exciting conclusion.
It was so, I like, and then, so I've been telling everybody at work, and every time I walk past, I was like, just imagine me inside you engorged.
Engorged.
It's like the fucking wording. It's just so uncomfortable.
God. I'm gonna say that
Fucking
tonight.
savage.
I'm just gonna lean over, whisper in her ear, and just be like, engorged.
I'm engorged.
I'm engorged right now.
Inside you
I'm
engorged.
just-
You will the fuck not.
Because the missus is Mrs. in thing, and mine's in the other room.
Yeah.
His is sitting behind
She's
you.
behind me doing her university.
Like a
Listen to
quiet
me
woman.
whisper
Like a quiet
engorged.
But yeah, like, yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. It'll be good. Like, we should do Deep Stone Crypt because there's still a few guys that has not got eyes, and we want to get
I'm
it.
one
For
of
them.
them.
Like, you're one of them. But I heard a guy yesterday. I saw on Facebook, 98 clears.
Okay, but is that 98 clears where you're actually getting drops at the end, or have you just run it 98 times and expecting
No,
your percentage
drops
to go
at the
up?
ends.
Okay.
You- Well, I actually don't know.
Yeah, see, I
I
think
don't know
people,
if you can just run it.
yeah, I think people are getting weird numbers mixed up, and I think they're expecting the drop percentage to increase even if you do runs where you can't get any more drops that week, like you've cleared on all 3 characters. I'm hoping people aren't getting confused like that because that's not how it works, and if they're calling out that the protection isn't working because that's what they're expecting to happen, then it's on you. You're an idiot. Well, you're not an idiot,
Yeah.
but you're misinformed. So yeah, just be careful with like numbers like that. Some people just they miscount. I think numbers are getting weird with the most recent thing where the 12 last week where they were talking about the stats of how many people are playing as Warlock and Revenant Hunter and everything, and they were like 33% of Trials players are Revenant Hunters, and it's like, okay, but how many Control players or 6v6 or Elimination players are really playing that subclass? Or
Well, that's
you know
the
what I
only
mean?
people that are bitching about it. Control, I wouldn't imagine Control doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, exactly right. It's like it's weird numbers that they specify to make it seem like maybe it's more than it is. I don't know, maybe that was the smallest number and they played it down.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't work on the back end, but yeah. 60% of statistics are made up.
If chat has got any questions, guys, just lay them in, and we'll answer them as we go.
Do we have any holdover questions from last week that you know of?
That was the last one I just used.
Oh,
The DPS of the Chaos Reach, and then the broken thing. I tried to put a shout out today, but nothing came back, and I couldn't be bothered to put it on Instagram. It's a weird thing that you have to hit the either the morning of for the Americans or for the afternoon type of thing.
Yeah.
It's a hard thing. Nah,
Yeah.
there's nothing.
Yeah, I try tweeting shit out from time to time, but like my streams are at a weird time, my tweets are at a weird time,
Yeah.
and I don't really know who I'm really targeting. But I hope people see it, and I hope they enjoy what I put out there because I write some funny shit that I get like one like every now and then.
Curly, what's with the upcoming Warlock nerf? I think there's a lot. Because it's been put into the limelight now that Dawnblade is number 1 during trials. People are getting upset. There's 2 sides of the thing. We talked about this earlier on, but there's 2 sides. So you got the sweaty guys that play Warlock who love the Warlock class because he's so quick and he's so agile, and then you get the guys now who have turned around and gone possibly cancel culture, where they've gone, well, that's number 1. Let's bring that back. You know,
Why is that number 1? Why is that thing so far ahead of me? But again, they spoke about that on this Bungie interview, and they said that they designed when they were designing.
I'll say.
Yeah.
Where can we find this Bungie interview?
DCP or Destiny Community Podcast. on any podcast services anywhere, they have like 3 shows in their timeline.
Yep.
It's called Fireteam Chat, the specific one, and then somewhere in the title it says interview with Bungie devs. It's the most recent Fireteam Chat episode. Sorry, not Fireteam Chat. Firing Range. Fireteam Chat is IGN. Firing Range on Destiny Community Podcast. But they were saying that when they were designing, because they were asked about how Stasis got overtuned and how it came out so much stronger than maybe they intended or what everyone was expecting as players. And they were talking about how when they designed certain subclasses like Top Tree Dawnblade and Icarus Dash, they designed that specifically for a skill gap to happen. So people would take this class and understand that like it's hard to get good at this class, but if you get good at it, it's a powerful class. Like Icarus Dash is quite mobility heavy. You know, if you learn and you lean into certain roles, it can be quite powerful.
There you go.
And with Stasis, they were like, they wanted to create something where they can give people an option to slow down the game and sort of change and make Crucible work for their pace a bit better. And that kind of happened a bit hard. You know, the shurikens freezing in general, slowed being very, very powerful, all of those sorts of things. But so they've sort of rolled Stasis back now, and then they might bring it back up again because they've gone too far back, and now light subclasses are just blowing it out of proportion. Top Tree Dawn is getting targeted because people are realizing that it's more powerful than they thought. No. It's a hard thing to find that balance line, and I don't think it's ever going to be perfectly found because you can't please the world. But
like Curly just said, but then something else becomes number one, and that's the issue. You bring something down, and then something else, and then they all complain about that. Then you bring that down, and then something else becomes. It's just.
I think that's fine. Like, it kind of keeps the game fresh in a way. Like right now, Top Tree Dawn is just the most powerful thing. Next week, it could be fucking out of nowhere. It could be Middle Tree Titan hammers with the big dong.
Yeah.
You know, like, who knows? But I think that kind of keeps it fresh in a way and interesting. And it makes people, well, it doesn't make people. Players who want to play with the meta, it forces them to switch and learn again. And that's good. I think that's fine.
Like I think other things are just like a Warlock is going to either be Top Tree Dawnblade or Chaos Reach. Obviously, Chaos Reach just had a bit of a slight nerf.
Yeah.
But then Middle Tree Arc. Oh no, Middle Tree, Bottom Tree Arc.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, that thing is a fucking beast. You put the fucking Tempest Crown on.
Yeah.
You gone. You know, you fucking wrecking. It's got Ion Dash and what Ion.
Yeah, the Ion Blink. Yeah. I'm just excited to see what things rise to the surface when I'm going to air quote outlier number 1, whatever, people just enjoy it, gets nerfed. I like seeing what rises to the top.
Yeah.
And I'm always rooting for the underdog character. I'm like, right now Blade Rush is shit in PvP. Middle Tree Dong fucking hammers is shit. Bottom Tree Warlock Stormcaller isn't the greatest at the moment. It doesn't get a lot of love. So I want to see something like that come to the top again. And like really just give it it gives it a meta shift. It forces people to use different weapons as well. You know?
Yeah.
And
that's back on to like what we had a conversation last week was sunsetting. Now sunsetting is not gone. I understand it's not gone. But it possibly could stagnate now because people are like, well, Felwinter is here to fucking stay.
Yeah.
Like this is I'm gonna hold on to Felwinter, so it becomes this stagnant pool where people will just, I don't want to say clutch because there's a counteraction to Felwinters. Unless they nerf it and it becomes unusable, it's always going to be there.
Yeah.
And that's the issue when you do not take anything away, whether it's we have to wait until we have Lightfall, something happens in Lightfall or Destiny 3, whatever, and they just take it out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's the issue with these things. When they're not sunset, when they're not using a sunset, and the meta stagnates. But what I find though is when you have that the season artifact,
Mm-hmm.
that changes the meta within the little loop, doesn't it? So it's not just Fellwinders. It's now grenade launchers. Grenade launchers the meta because you have breach and clear. You have that fucking different one. Like Vince said earlier on, you're fighting lion. That thing was fucking blowing everything out of the water. I can't use fucking grenade launchers to save my life, but
Yeah.
so maybe that is the best way. Maybe this seasonal artifact that Destiny's Bungie's brought in is just changing the meta just for season to season to season, you know?
Yeah, I like the artifact for the mods. I don't like the leveling up of the artifact. Not
You
the
don't like
leveling up.
leveling.
No,
You don't
I
like
don't like.
fucking leveling up fucking anything.
No.
You're
I like
bitching,
the
you wanna
leveling
just
up.
give it
I
a
don't
cheer.
like the power that it gives you. I think that artificial power bullshit is shit. I like the leveling up of the artifact. I like the mod system, and I like the fact that it's mods come in and then they go away.
I'm not talking to you about RNG.
No, I don't want to deal with RNG shit again. I like you were saying, the mods come in, they go away. We have a season with them, and we go, wow, this is fucking powerful. Breach and clear. What was that? The void grenades we had a couple of seasons ago.
Oh, the one that they had.
The oppressive darkness.
Yeah.
Like, great, what a season. Void grenades were awesome, and like you said, it forced people to shift. I love that. I want to see it. I want to see it in other areas as well.
I like how it pushes people to builds, and you see these builds coming out weekly of like, this guy goes, oh, like if you use this and this and this, and then you have this fucking fantastic super they've got now with Firewalker or whatever the fucking Titan build that I was looking at the other day, and it just makes this fucking Void Titan guy just go crazy.
Yeah.
You know?
I want to see some more accessible. I say accessible, but easier starter builds. Like Warmind Cells is quite an in-depth build to sort of lean towards for newer players. I'd like to see some more starter builds. They'll still be basic and they won't be super amazingly overpowered, but they can get you. It's like a tutorial, It helps you learn a little bit about what is deeper in the game, and then you delve deeper and find what you like more.
Yeah.
And then I think we'd see a lot more Warmind Cell builds. That could be quite interesting, and Charge of Light builds. I still don't see so many Charge of Light builds.
It's not as powerful as Warmind Cells. It's nowhere near.
Yeah,
And that's the issue.
That's a shame.
They need to bring it up because Warmind Cells, you have that little Warmind Cell and it does wonders. You stand in it, it gives you health. You stand there, it fucking oppresses enemies. You blow it up. There's splash damage. There's fucking explosive damage. Where Charge with Light, but like, oh, I'll give you a buff for fucking 20 recovery. Great.
Yeah, it's difficult to activate Charge with Light as well. Warmind Cells is quite easy to start. Like you said earlier, you got your submachine gun, kill an enemy, boom, Warmind Cell.
Yeah. Because in that gatekeeper thing, I was getting maybe per encounter 4 or 5 drop, and they are fantastic, But yeah, Charge of Light, they need to maybe bring another one out, so you can mix match.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Stuff like that.
They need to bring in something like I think Shorhan would be much more viable if he did a lot more teaching rather than, hey, you're on the Cosmodrome and go do some bounties, Guardian. It's like, well, it'd be good for him to be like the new systems vendor, like we as veteran players can go back and talk to him, whatever. But it's like, this season we are introducing this brand new weapon archetype, whatever the fuck it is, crossbows, for example, right?
Yeah.
And crossbows work in a way where the bolts, you can get different bolt types, and one's electric and one's fire and whatever. And like, you go to him, you talk to him, you learn how that works through him. And then you go out and you can go and do this brand new raid, and then there's this crazy bolt that does this crazy unknown mod. And it's like, learns, like, just
But it's easy, but you're possibly taken away from you're taken away from creators. Then that's the main crux of these things. Destiny is, I think Bungie loves the fact that there's so many creators. As long as you don't take their IP, that's fine. There's the argument about the IP, but don't take the IP. But you can throw fucking creating videos on YouTube as much as you want them, they'll love it.
Yeah. So you're talking about like an Aztecross video, for example, where he's like, I found this crazy hand cannon mod combination, and it's the perfect weapon now. Yeah, okay.
And it's just taken away from there, and then, but like what they should do is have him slightly more accessible, and then once again you're taking away from the content creators. Then, so you're like, oh well, I don't know. I say he's a bit of a nightmare because like Destiny relies on his content creators because they are bringing in people into the game. They bring in thousands of people into the game. But like you said, there should be a way of learning this stuff at the very beginning. So you just got not all the knowledge, but just the fucking enough to get you by.
Yeah.
Because there's people going, well, we got people in the Discord goes, how do I put stuff in a vault?
Yeah.
I'm like, you need to go and do the first missions. How do I infuse? What's a war mind? What's a war mind cell?
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. What's an exotic? Why can I only equip one exotic? And it's like, there's a lot of questions that still get like sort of just pushed to the wayside.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably that. I guess that could be my topic of the week. Does Destiny need a better tutorial system? We got there.
Well, they brought it back, and then somebody commented on that. Why does the start of Destiny 2 now start like the Destiny 1? Because you fuckers asked for it.
Yeah.
That's why you like.
Yeah.
I love it. It's always revert back to D1. Come on. Like, this is Destiny 2. It should be standalone and it should be more advanced. It should be a more advanced technical degree than go back to D1. Fucking Shohan. You go on the Cosmodrome.
I kind of find the Destiny 2 being the same as Destiny 1 startup point kind of like a funny Star Wars thing where George Lucas went back and redid the original trilogy and added all these digital effects things, and everyone's like, why did you do that? We don't like that. We wanted the original thing. We don't want this brand new amazing thing. And it's like, well, it would have been boring. It wasn't my complete vision. And there's different reasons why they add so much stuff. I don't have a problem with Shohan as a character. I don't understand why people fucking hate him. He's not a bad character. He's just underutilized, like in my opinion. But
he's just a random fucker that just turned up. I've never even talked to him.
For whatever reason, he's got the spine of Ahamkara gauntlets, and and they had that sort of mini storyline with him where two of his fire team members were killed by Omnigul the II, whatever their fucking name is. Yeah, like he seems like a fine character. He's very much a start of the game character. Like, you meet and he's like your safety character. You don't really do much with him, but he's always there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with him, but yeah, I think he deserves more attention. He's what Hawthorne was originally supposed to be, and then Hawthorne didn't work out with her clans, and so she has never gotten a new fucking voice line since Vanilla Destiny, and so she just keeps going, "Hey, heard about your clan? Took out Goal. Woke up the Traveler."
Imagine that. You go, yes, I got a voice acting job on Destiny. Fucking awesome. I'm gonna get so much, and it's just two voices. That's it.
Did a few scenes, spoke with Dev from K, and then we left her planet, and we just don't deal with her again.
And then you look at that weird tattoo that she's got on her face.
Oh man. And like her whole area of the farm is now just gone. Like, this is her whole thing. She was like, I am this character who saved refugees, and we need to rethink how we do the last city. And it's like, fuck it, that's gone. No,
what they should have done is put the Fallen in the farm and then have that as a thing, but it wouldn't have obviously transferred through their storyline, you know?
Yeah, I think in the lore, they were at the farm for now, at the start of Beyond Light, and then obviously the farm was taken away for our access.
Yeah.
I don't really know why they were brought into the city. Maybe it was just to make an alliance thing.
Yeah.
I'm not against them being in the city. I'm not that type of person, but it just seemed like a
speciesist,
racist. I think it's a weird time, but I mean, look, the theory is at the moment that Savathun has knocked down all these dominoes and it's all falling into place, and like she all the way back to Torabottle, she intended for Xivu Arath to take down the Cabal so they would leave, and all of these things would happen specifically so that we would ultimately end up where we are now in this position where she can take down the city by civil war. It's, yeah. And if that's how it works out, that is an awesomely long play that Bungie probably thought up of last year and went, man, we could just like make it work out like this perfectly.
Yeah.
Fell in their lap, but if it did work out that way, that's hilarious and great, and I hope it goes well.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be. Look, I like I said, the storyline is fucking fantastic. I think it's gonna go places.
Yeah.
They are tying up a lot of loose ends, which I fucking like.
Yeah, they're bringing them all in. Have we spoken? Speaking of voice actors, we haven't spoken about Ikora's new voice actress.
She's the person that you do not mention. I do not know why. I don't know why they brought somebody in. Whether she's got different commitments, but surely you can just record her in your bathroom.
Who knows? Maybe there was problems on the back end because Ikora's original voice actress disappeared for quite a while.
Yeah.
So
because she had nothing. She wasn't even a vendor. She wasn't even a warlock vendor. It's fucking weird.
yeah, looking at that now, knowing that there's this new voice actress, I wonder if that was sort of
On purpose.
Yeah, on purpose, like a problem that arose in the back end, so they tried to sort of phase Ikora out until they could sort out what was happening in the back end, and see, make her not important for a while, and then when it's time, she becomes important again. I like how they're like hyped up that she was going to be an important character for this season, like she's going to do more, and then she has one
Witch
line.
Queen.
Yeah, she was like she's going to be important for this one, and then Witch Queen, she's going to be pivotal. It's like, well,
Yeah.
said one line this season, so how pivotal is it going to be?
But you don't know, man. She's very vocal with the Fallen. She's very vocal on the side of the Fallen.
The thing is that Osiris is doing all of Ikora's talking. Whoever Osiris' voice actor is must be fucking ecstatic because Curse of Osiris' DLC was not well received, and then he sort of disappeared for a while until season of the Hunt, where Sagira died, is when he kind of came back in a big way, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, and oh sorry, no, he came back in Season of Dawn first, and
Odin Fair.
came back in Season of Dawn, saved Saint 14.
Oh wow.
But yeah,
Is that the guy? Holy shit.
I don't know who it is.
Where would he have? He's out of Resident Evil. There we go. So you remember the first Resident Evil?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a guy in there, not the main baddie guy, the other guy.
Black guy?
No,
Who gets lasered? No.
No, it's not that guy. But wow, yeah, no, I can see it. Wow, Chris.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
I can never unsee.
Yeah, that happens. It's pretty funny. And that happens. I love that. It's like when you go back and you watch a movie from your childhood and you go, "Oh fuck, that was that actor."
Yeah. It's a weird one, isn't it? It's a weird one. All right.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys.
We're gonna wrap
Thank
this
you
up.
for jumping in, listening to us ramble on about shit because there wasn't any fucking twab. There wasn't anything to talk about other than obviously the Saint 14, but fucking Agnikai hasn't done it yet because he's a fucking loose bastard. And so I couldn't really get the traction that I required because it'll just be a one-sided conversation of me just talking about how badass.
Hashtag save Top Tree Dawn.
Yeah. Hashtag fucking save top 2 doors.
Hashtag buff stasis.
Yeah. That's already fucking making the rounds, man. It's fucking crazy.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
hilarious. Look at that. Oh, we had a good thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's us for this week, guys. Thank you for listening again. Go and check out Relaxed Law episode 2. It's what I finished.
All right. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Fuck you all out.
All right, peace.